Good evening, friends. Welcome to 360DigiTMG. Today, we are going to discuss about evaluating the performance of large language models. So here, this is our agenda for today. So first, we'll understand what are the LLMs. So it is our AI models which is trained on vast amount of text data. Okay, and it will generate a human-like text or human-like format. Okay, so it is like a generative model. It will generate text or whatever the content we want. It will generate the content, text, or any code likewise with respect to our vast amount. It has been trained on vast amount of text data. Okay, so used in applications such as chatbots, content creations, code generations, and so on and so forth. It can also be useful for question answering tasks likewise. Okay. So advanced models includes OpenAI's GPT, Google's Gemini, Meta's Llama, and Mistral's model. These are some of the renowned models. Okay. Why is the performance evaluation is important? Okay. So it ensures the accuracy, reliability, and ethical AI deployment. Okay, it helps in selecting the best model for specific tasks and industries. It identifies the areas for improvement. Okay, from here we can identify where to improve, which thing we need to improve. Okay, on for the ongoing model training and the updates. So key objectives of this presentation is understanding our various evaluation methods and metrics. What are the different evaluation metrics? This will be our agenda. Identifying the challenge and future improvements in the LLM assessment. And learning about the real world applications and benchmarking techniques. Okay. So why to evaluate the LLM performance? Now, why? Why it is very important to evaluate the LLM performance? So it is because it will have some reliability and accuracy. Okay. It ensures the model generates factual and conceptually relevant responses. Okay. If certain user have asked something and the output is getting something different. Okay. So that is not a good, what we can say, if we are using it for chatbot or question answering purpose. So it will be not a good model. So if we will know the reliability and accuracy with respect to that, we can improve our model there and then. Comparing the different models, it will help in choosing the best model for a given task, such as for summarizations or question answering tasks. Likewise, it can be useful. Optimization for use cases. It tailors the LLM for industry-specific applications like healthcare, legal, and finances. Bias and risk assessment. It detects bias, hallucinations, and misinformation to ensure ethical AI uses. Okay. And the last thing is scalability and efficiency. It evaluates the computational cost versus that of performance benefits for the real world deployments. Okay. So now what are the different key evaluation metrics? So first we have perplexity, which measures how well a model predicts a sequence of words. Okay. Like if we have a task related to summarizations, so our model will decide or predict a sequence of how much important will it will fetch from that and it will make into a summarization format. Okay. So lower is the better. Lower perplexity is better. Then we have Liu, rogue evaluation matrix, Meteor. Okay. These evaluates the similarity between generated and reference text, which is used in, for example, if we are using model for translation purpose, like if you want to translate for language translation purpose, you want to translate a language from English to Korean or from vice versa, or from different language to other native language. So for that, we use this evaluation matrix. Okay. And for summarization purposes also, if there is very long sequence of data, and if we want to make the summarization from that data, we can use this metrics, evaluation matrix. Okay. Then we have accuracy and F1 score, which determines the correctness in the classification and structured task. Okay. Then we have exact match, EM score, which assesses the precision in question answering task. Then we have human evaluation. Human evaluation is there. Judge coherence, fluency, relevance, and factual correctness through experts and user reviews also. So that before deployment, we can understand, okay, whether the output it is giving, it is actually correct, factually correct or not. Then, as we know, our LLM models will have, if we'll give a prompt which is not that accurate, we are not giving a specific prompt, so there are chances of model getting hallucinate. So hallucination rate is also very important. It measures the tendency of an LLM to generate false or misleading information. Then there is toxicity and bias score, which evaluates the fairness and the presence of harmful or unethical outputs. Okay. If it is like, it should have a fairness among whatever the content we are generating. Okay. It should not be biased towards certain thing. Okay. Like gender bias or some religional bias or other things. It should not be there. So likewise. So this toxicity and bias score will judge this. Then we have benchmark data sets for evaluations. See, these are all the publicly available data sets. Okay, we have Glue, Super Glue, which is a benchmark for natural language understandings, like sentiment analysis, sentence similarity. Likewise, we use this data sets, Glue and Super Glue. Then we have SQuAT, which is a Stanford question answering data set, which is generally useful for what? Question answering task. Then we have MS Marco, which measures the model effectiveness in information retrieval for search engines like chatbots. Okay. Then we have MMLU, which is massive multitask language understanding, which assesses the performance on multi-domain knowledge task. Okay, multi-domain. So it can be useful for either we are using conversion for image to text, likewise. We can use this MMLU task. Okay. Then we have truthful QA. Truthful QA evaluates the how accurately a model responds to questions requiring of factual correctness. Then we have Big Bench. Big Bench is beyond the imitation game benchmark. Okay. It tests on a diverse range of knowledge and reasoning tasks. Then we have quantitative versus qualitative evaluation. Quantitative. Okay. What is quantitative evaluations? It uses a numerical score to assess the model performance objectively. It is scalable and improves the consistent comparisons across models. Okay. And it is limited in capturing the nuances like creativity and reasoning skills. Okay. Since it is using a numerical scores, that makes it quantitative. Okay. Now qualitative. Qualitative involves a human reviewer, which will somehow, it will not give a numerical score, but it will give some reviews or ratings, responses for coherence, relevance, and depth of the whatever the outputs are. Okay, it will detect the subtle issues like bias, if the model is like having bias or not, if it is if it is getting hallucination or lack of logical reasoning, if it is having. Likewise, it will give as some rating or some score, which is not that like correct. Since a quantitative will give us the actual numerical score, it will only qualitative, whereas a qualitative will only give us the reviews or ratings. Okay. more time intensive, but essential for real world validations. Okay, so these are comparison between what quantitative as well as qualitative evaluations. Then real world performance consideration. So here we have domain adaptability. It should evaluate how well a model will generate across different industries and tasks. Then we have bias and fairness. Okay, as it should identifies and mitigates the bias. Okay, as I have told, it should not be biased. Okay, if it is having, it will identify. Okay, so if the suppose whatever the AI generated text will be there, okay, it will it will identify from that, okay, if there is certain bias over there or not before deploying that thing. Okay, then we have trade-off between cost and performance, which balances the computational efficiency with response quality. Then robustness against the adversarial input. Like it will test the model resistance to misleading or harmful prompts. Like if someone wants to make some item bomb or gun or likewise. So it will not only consider that prompts, the harmful or misleading prompts, it will not going to take. Then we have latency and scalability, which ensures the model provides quick response without excessive computational overhead. Then tools for LLM evaluations. So there are OpenAI's Eval, which is a model comparison framework that automates the performance testing. Okay. Then we have Hugging Face Evaluates, which is what we can say it in the open source thing, which provides the NLP specific evaluation matrix and benchmarking tools. Okay. Then we have Google's Big Bench, which is a large-scale benchmarks for evaluating the LLMs across diverse NLP tasks. LLM score. LLM score is custom scoring methodologies for AI-generated text or AI-generated content. Anthropometric constitutional AI evaluations, which assess the LLMs based on predefined ethical guidelines and safety constraints. Okay, so these are some of the things. Then challenges. What are the challenges in the LLM evaluations? So lack of standardization. There is no universal benchmark as such, which applies for all the LLM applications. Okay, there is no such universal benchmark. Then we have logical reasoning limitations. Difficulty in assessing the deep reasoning and multi-step problem solving. Okay, if it is like very long sequence of data, likewise. So for assessing that and reasoning step by step, what is there, okay, it should not skip the most important word from the long sequence of data. And if it is having less occurrence at the beginning and at the last, it plays a very important role. It should not forget that information which is available earlier. Okay, from if it might play an important role at the end of the sequence. So that is one of the limitation, logical reasoning limitation. Then we have bias and toxicity detections, which ensures fair and responsible AI uses. Okay, that is one of the challenge. Then we have hallucination and misinformation. Yes, mitigating the AI generated errors while maintaining the creativity. Yes, there might be some prompts which is we are not giving that prompt specifically. So our model we can get a model can get a hallucinate. Our output can be hallucinate. Some output text will be different, which is not from our what we are asking about. So our hallucination and misinformation is one of the thing, one of the challenge. Then adversarial robustness, which address the permeabilities to misleading prompts and harmful exploitations. Then data leakage risk is also there, like preventing the models from memorizing and recursing training data. Okay, sometimes it might happen. Data leakage, some like clients will have some issues. Like they don't want to explore our data to different platform. Okay, so this is also one of the thing, data leakage issues or risk. So future directions in LLM evaluations, like multimodal evaluation techniques, multimodal, which expands beyond the text to text, which uses the text to image, audio, video, and so on and so forth. We can generate various contents like from here, which is multimodal evaluation techniques. These are the future directions in the LLM evaluations. Then human in the loop evaluations, like combining the automated metrics with experts assessment for better model validation. This is human should be there in the loop so that an expert human, an expert person from that particular domain should be there. Okay. Then transparency and explainability. Developing the interpretable AI models for trust and accountability. Context-aware benchmarks, which creates more realistic data sets to reflect real-world usage. Then ethical AI audits, which will implement the independent evaluations to ensure fairness and compliance with the AI regulations. So this is our conclusion from this topic, that comprehensive evaluation is essential. Okay, the comprehensive evaluation is essential. No single matrix will capture all the aspects of LLM performance. No single matrix is there. Okay, so we have to take into account each and every step. For each and every step, we will require a different thing. Okay, then hybrid approach yields better insights, as we have understood. Like a mix of both quantitative as well as qualitative methods. Both should be equally, we should take, so that it will give us more good results, more good outputs. Continuous improvement is a key. Yes, LLM must evolve to address new challenges. Okay, like ethical concerns, real world needs. Okay, according to that, it should continuously improve the model. Okay, future research areas like enhancing bias detection, refining the real world evaluation techniques. Okay, and developing a domain specific benchmarks. So these are all the things that we have to take into account before deploying our model. Okay, before making it to use. Okay, so from today's topic, we have understood that there are, firstly, what is LLM? We have understood what is LLM. So LLM is nothing but it will create, we'll have a pre-trained model, or it has been trained on vast amount of textual data. Okay, and which will generate a human-like text or human-like content. Okay, or human-like like it can useful for all these purposes like chatbot creations, content creation, code generation, question answering, summarization. Likewise, we have used the advanced model right now we are having is OpenAI's GPT, Chat GPT. Then Google's Gemini model is there. Meta's Llama, and what we can say, Meta is there in your WhatsApp. Then these are all the things which are there. Then why to evaluate the LLM performance? So why to evaluate? These are all the things that reliability and accuracy, comparing different models. We should compare different models before choosing our best model. Okay, like if we are choosing specific model for specific purpose, that we should focus on multiple model instead of just focusing on one model. Optimizations for use cases, bias and risk assessments, and scalability and efficiency. So these are some of the evaluation. Why to evaluate? So these are the things. Then there are multiple key evaluation metrics like perplexity, a rogue evaluation matrix is there, Blue is there, Meteor is there, accuracy, F1 score is there. Okay, so these are all the evaluation metrics which are available, but not single one will solve all the issues. So for one by one, we have to go through all this thing and we have to mitigate before deploying before sending it or before using our LLM model. Okay, so these are some of the benchmark data sets for evaluations. Okay, so these are all the data sets which are here. Okay, we have to, like, it has been for question answering, we have to use this. Okay, it evaluates good, it will have good results from here. Likewise, we have different benchmark data sets for evaluation purposes. Then we understood about what is quantitative evaluations, what is qualitative evaluations. Okay, quantitative evaluations will give you the exact model performance. Okay, exact creativity or exact reasoning scores. Okay, but qualitative will give you a ratings. Okay, then this is a real world performance considerations. Okay, like domain adaptability, bias and fairness. Likewise, we have. Then tools for LLM evaluations are, as we have OpenAI's Eval, a Hugging Face Evaluate. These are some of the tools which we have for evaluation purposes, but not a single tool will solve your purpose for all the tasks. Okay, we have to make different tools. We have to use different tools. We have to intermediate the human inside this loop so that um, our accuracy will increase. These are some of the challenges. Okay, like lack of standardization is available. Okay, for all LLM applications, we don't have like standard benchmarks or standard universal benchmarks we have. No. Okay, for as we have seen, for question answering, we have Stanford. For this other purpose, we have other models, other data sets, or other things. Okay, likewise, there is no standard benchmarks for all the LLM applications. This is some of the thing. Hallucination, misinformation, bias. Okay, so these are some of the things. Then future directions. What should be the future directions of LLM? So we can use our multimodal evaluation techniques, human in the loop evaluation, transparency. Okay, then these are some of the tools. And this is our conclusions from all the things what we have understood till now. Okay, so this is, guys, this is it for today. Thank you for joining. We'll meet you with the next topic. Thank you.